all right, all right, all right, all right. Good morning. How is everyone doing this beautiful morning? Currently, it is 10:15 a.m. England Standard Time and 8:50 Dubai Standard Time. How is everyone doing this beautiful morning? All right, I can see people are showcasing enthusiasm. How many of you are ready for today's live streaming session? All right, so let's start with today's first live streaming session. Let me start by giving a quick introduction about myself. I am Harsh. I have 8 years of trading experience in the financial markets. I have been trading the forex markets, sorry, the commodity markets such as oil, gold, silver, as well as the US based indices, right? We have the S&P 500, the Dow Jones 30, and the Nasdaq 100. Currently, we are also looking at the Indian share market where we are analyzing the blue chip indices, and based on that, we are looking for opportunities in the individual Indian stocks. I am more of a technical trader. I specialize in technical analysis such as supply and demand, price action, order flow analysis, swing analysis, wave analysis, as well as Fibonacci retracement analysis. When it comes to the field of technical analysis, it is so vast and expansive, correct? I'm pretty sure everyone understands there are so many topics when we have to cover in technical analysis. But the categories that I had mentioned previously are the ones that I focus on. I have been blessed and I have been grateful enough to be mentored and to be trained by people who used to work as flow traders on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So, under their guidance and supervision, I have gained immense experience and value uh, from such bright minded people. So, how many of you are ready for session number one? Also, bear in mind that I've been successful in handling $25 million dollars of portfolio, and on top of that, I've been able to generate around 30 to 35% of profitability on an annual basis. The reason for me to share all this information with you is so that you can be rest assured that the information that Harsh is providing to you is coming from a source who understands the market, who has the knowledge, the experience, and the expertise. Correct? When we're talking about the financial markets. So let me know more about our community members as well. Let me know in the comment section which cities are you from. Are you residing in India? Are you living abroad? I would love to know more about you because this live streaming session is for me to generate and create a rapport between me and our beautiful community members so that we can have more discussions. I can answer your doubts and queries. Yes, Master Harsh, or you can just call me as Harsh. I'm your friend, I'm your mentor, I'll be your guide, I'll be your instructor, if so as to call. I would be taking you through the financial markets. We would be analyzing the markets. We would be providing you with hot stock recommendations, right? Many people ask me this question, Harsh, what exactly is dolphin markets and you as in Harsh providing to us? So we are providing you with high value content, right? Content in terms of analysis, content in terms of hot stock recommendations. How many of you are aware of hot stock recommendations, right? The name itself suggests that it is hot, right? Whenever we are able to identify a profitable and a high probable trade in the share market, I will personally make sure to provide you with the entry parameter, the target parameter, and the risk management parameter as well. So that is what hot stock recommendations are. All right. And I also provide you with education. We are having our streaming sessions all the way from Monday till Friday, right? So for the entire week, for 5 days, I'm going to make sure that I will be providing you with high value content. You just have to make sure that you are attending my live streaming sessions and making the most out of it. All right. So, how many of you understand what I have just said? How many of you are paying attention? Please, everyone, it is a sincere request that everyone should pay attention, because the value that Harsh is sharing with you is very, very valuable, right? So please make sure you make the best use out of it. We have been maintaining a detailed financial analysis sheet right from the mid of September, correct? You heard that right. Today is 18th of December, so right from 18th of September, right? So exactly 3 months, we have been consistently providing you with hot stock recommendations. Whenever we are analyzing the markets and I come across a particular high probability trade, I will make sure to provide it to you. This is exactly is the main power that Harsh is providing to you. I am providing to you the power to make money. I am providing you the power to make profits, right? So over a span of 3 months, we have been providing you with hot stock recommendations, right? And as you can see, we have been not providing you with just one or two or three trades. We have been providing you with many trades. So overall, in the span of 3 months, we have been doing quite phenomenally well, right? In 3 months, we are sitting at a cumulative profitability, a total profitability of 232. Sophia is in the chat house. Hello, Sophia. How are you doing? I hope you are having a great start to the morning. And as always, it is a pleasure to have you with us. Your presence in the live streaming session always makes me push and provide more valuable content to all our viewers during the live streaming session. So, as I was talking to you, in terms of the weapon that we are providing to you, right? The tools that we are providing to you, how to make money. Everyone has this question. Everyone has different expectations when we talk about the financial markets. I would love to know, what are your expectations when it comes to the financial markets? What kind of profits do you want to make, or what is the vision that you have in your mind when you talk about making it big in the financial markets? All right, so people are saying, yes, Harsh, we want to make good profits. We want to make very big profits. That is exactly what Harsh at Dolphin Markets is providing to you. We are providing you with analysis. We are providing you with hot stock recommendations. So let me just show you our sheet where, as and how we are able to identify a particular hot stock. We provide you with all the necessary parameters, right? Parameters in terms of the name of the stock, the entry, the 5% profitability target, and the position size, right? Now, people, please bear in mind, we do mention and we are including the first position target as well as the second position target, but these are not our priority as of now. We are currently focusing on achieving the 5% profitability target, because over the span of the last 3 months, we have been observing that the 5% profitability has been tremendous in terms of achieving consistent profits. So that is the reason we are focusing on the 5% profit, and we are doing very well. So average profitability per trade is 5, and cumulative total profitability is 232. How many of you would love to make these kind of returns, right? All right, I can see many messages coming. All right, so Sophia is also asking, the index is falling again today. Yes, Sophia, we would be looking at the reasons why the index is falling. There are certain companies and certain sectors which are, having a bearish sentiment. I hope you are aware that in by tomorrow morning, or by tomorrow, basically, we are having the Fed rate announcements, right? So the US federal rate announcement will be published. So they are expecting a deficit of 25 basis point, from 4.75% to 4.5%, right? So a difference of 25 basis point, and that is what is causing hesitation or skepticism in the market. Sophia is also writing the banking sector performed well today. Yes, we will be looking at those. The entire performance analysis of how the sectors are performing in more detail. But most importantly, I can do all the talking in the world in terms of analysis. But what is the main priority of our viewers, right? I would love to know your answers in the comment box. Why are you attending our live streaming sessions, right? To make money, correct? And that is what I want to be focusing on, right? Because it is when I can provide you with making money, when I can provide you with money making opportunities, you can be rest assured that yes, we have finally found some company, we have finally found some mentor, some analyst who can, really provide us with high value content. So every one of you want to make small amount of money, or do you want to make a big amount of money, small profits or big profits? Come on, write down in the chat box. I would love to know your responses. That is correct. So everyone is saying, Harsh, of course we want to make good amount, big amount of money, huge profits. You can make, and you know what is the secret? There are only two steps that are required for that. Step number one. Step number one is making sure that you are attending all my live streaming sessions, because that is where I can provide you with hot stock recommendations that can make you money. And secondly, but most importantly, keep your trading account open, because if I can provide you with a hot stock recommendation, but if you don't take a trade, how can you make money, correct? So make sure you have your own trading account open. We at Dolphin Markets are not associated with any Indian brokerage service provider. So you would have to take the call, you would have to keep your accounts up live so that you can take a trade the moment I provide you with a hot stock recommendation. Does that sound good? Perfect. Now, in terms of the overall market outlook, right? Quickly, before we start looking at our watch list, we would have an overview of what the entire market sentiment has been today, right? Because Sophia has been mentioning the index is falling, as well as the banking sector has started to do pretty well since today morning, right? So, in terms of those particular responses, let me just quickly go to the web page and let us quickly have a look in terms of what is the overall sentiment when it comes to the financial markets, right? I hope everyone is paying attention. All right, make sure that you have your pen and paper, because that is where you can take notes and keep yourself informed. Sophia is also writing Annapurna. We will be looking at Annapurna as well. With Annapurna starting to show some kind of bullishness, do not worry, Sophia. We will be looking at Annapurna as well. But quickly, before we move to the charts, let me just share you what is the overall consent or the sentiment in the market, right? Sophia is writing, is it possible to enter the market for this? Sophia, we will be looking at it. Do not worry, right? When Harsh is here, there is nothing to fear. Mainly in terms of the market, the Sensex and the Nifty is currently above the 24,300. Everyone is keeping an eye on this particular level where people would be anticipating a major price movement because it is at a critical level. But in terms of the blue chip equity indices, right, that we're talking about, Nifty, it has opened slightly lower for the third consecutive session as of today, basically driven down by banking. So, Sophia, first and foremost, the banking sector is not yet performing well. The banking sector is still on a bearish note, right? The banking is down, the auto and the energy stocks are down as well. So currently there is a bearish sentiment. So please bear in mind, there is no problem. People are learning over here. There is nothing, there is no such thing called as right or wrong. We all are learning and we will improvise, right? Now, investors are remaining cautious ahead of the US Federal Reserve's policy decision. As of tomorrow morning, the US federal funds rate will be discussed, and that is what is causing skepticism in the markets, right? So let me just go to our trading view and let me show you in terms of what our watch lists are doing. And Sophia has been talking about Annapurna. We will be looking at Annapurna as well. But first and foremost, we had started with our main focus in terms of our watch list, right? Remember, our main priority will always be focused on our focus will be towards our watch list. What is our watch list? Watch list is our trade recommendations that we have provided. Remember, because at the end you are here to make good amount of money, right? So we will be keeping an eye on this. So as of now, Kriti, we had provided you with an entry between 170 and 175. Kriti is basically engaging in the manufacture of plastic polymer piping systems, molded plastic, and soya bean products, right? So it's quite diversified. Right now, we had last week on 11th of December, we had provided you with an entry between 170 and 175. The prices are more or less still sitting sideways, right? Let me just use my arrow and I will keep an eye on this as well. One second. Sophia is also writing. I just checked and I have a holding in the stock. Yes, Sophia, we had provided you with two trade recommendations on Annapurna, right? Do not worry, we will be talking more in detail, right? It's okay, everyone. You don't have to be very serious. Remember, I will be doing the talking. Let me, guide you through the markets. We will look at our watch list in terms of our hot stock recommendations, and we will analyze what are the upcoming opportunities, right? So first and foremost, as of now, for Kriti, which is having diversification into many segments, the price current previously was bearish, correct? Everyone is agreeing to me on this. All right, the prices were falling down. Now that the prices have started to consolidate, we have been able to understand that there is good amount or good probability for prices to continue, with the prices having good amount of volume coming as of now, right? I hope people can see that arrow, that green color arrow. So with the volume pouring in, let me just move the arrow a little higher. With the volume pouring in, right? I'm talking about this particular bar of the volume chart. There is a good amount of volume that has been increased, and that is still showing that yes, there is optimism in the prices to increase in value. So yes, we entered between 170 and 175. Prices are right around. So since yesterday, we have been sitting between 0.75 and 1% profitability. So prices are just oscillating, are going sideways, and we expect the prices to increase in value. All right, nonetheless, be aware that we do have a very strong bearish trend line, right? I hope everyone can see. How many of you understand what I'm saying? If you have any questions, if you have any doubts, if you're not able to understand a particular point, you can get back to me, right? So this particular bearish trend line is being holding. So if prices are able to come and test the bearish trend line, we will still be able to achieve our 5% profit target. Sounds good, right? I mean, whether the market goes up or down, we want to make sure that we are providing you with, regular on a regular basis. We want to provide you with hot stock recommendations, and we want to book targets consistently as well, right? We want to book profits consistently as well. So coming back to the state of how the stock is performing, you do not have to worry. It is just a matter of time before you can start to make good amounts of profits, right? Everyone is having a good understanding. Any doubts, any queries, any question, you can always ask me, because I always make sure to inform my clients and my viewers that when Harsh is here, there is nothing to fear, right? In terms of Annapurna that Sophia had been asking, yes, Sophia, we do have two trades that we had provided. Let me first show it to you on our stock holding. Remember, two trades have been provided. So we had provided you with a trade idea on 14th of November, and we had provided you with the second hot stock idea recommendation, sorry, on 9th of December. So with the prices ranging between 395 400 for the first trade recommendation, and 380 to 385 for the second hot stock recommendation. So currently, as of now, we are still seeing that the prices are more or less, right, still consolidating, similar to the picture that we had seen on KRITI. We had seen that the prices were kind of on a bearish note. As of now, with the recent price structure, movement of price, we can see that the prices are more or less on a sideways trajectory. So it is only a matter of time, because it is into a very strong area of support, right? How many of you understand this? Whenever price comes into an important area of support, there is going to be a lot of, hold up. So there is more tendency for prices to continue up. Do people understand? I hope everyone is getting a good, understanding, and we do expect our prices to go up. So Sophia, yes, we are currently having two hot stock recommendations on Annapurna, and we will update you if any other necessary action has to be taken. All right, sounds good. I hope everyone is understanding. Rocky is in the chat house. Hello, Rocky. How are you doing? I hope you have. I hope you are having a great morning. So Rocky is asking why stock market is falling continuously. So Rocky, we had already discussed about this, but just for you, I will repeat it again, right? Because I want to make sure that I can provide my information, I can provide my value, I can provide my content to everyone, right? So Rocky, we were looking at the articles because it's very important to start the day with an entire understanding of what the market is showing, right? There are two ways. The first way is, any idea what could be the first way? All right, let me make it simple for you. The first way is looking at the chart. So whenever we go to the charts, we look at how the prices are moving. Based on how the prices are moving, we can, understand and evaluate what is the sentiment in the price. But second, but most important is the articles, based on the publications, based on, any reputable news article, maybe like Economic Times, or we could be looking at Hindustan Times or Business Standard. So there are so many articles out there which can provide you with all very high value content in terms of what is the market, what is the sentiment. So Rocky, why is the stock market falling continuously is mainly because people are remaining cautious of the federal funds rate that is to be taken to a place tomorrow morning. So in terms of certain, see, one is the anticipation that people are expecting the market to, have volatility. Whenever volatility is expected, the market is generally always cautious, right? So there is going to be a little bearish sentiment when such an important news event is going to be declared tomorrow. And in terms of Nifty, right? Even in terms of, let me show you. It's basically even the IT stocks. Now, because of the US interest rate cut, remember, we are expecting a rate cut to take place, right? Let me just show it to you. The federal funds rate cut is expected. So from 4.75, we are expecting a rate cut to 4.5. So 25 basis deduction, right? Again, it is an expectation. So when there is a deduction, there is optimism in the US markets, right? And if there is optimism in the US markets, in terms of the dollar value, right? If there is expectation for it to, for the US dollar to appreciate, the England stocks will also have a direct, what you call a direct relationship. So if the value of the US dollar is rising, the value of the Indian IT stocks should also rise, and that is why the Indian IT stocks are doing quite, considerably well. They have basically rose by 1% ahead of the Fed rates decision policy. That also includes Tech Mahindra, emphasis persistent. But overall, this is only for the IT sector. We are talking not about just the IT sector. We are talking about the entire Nifty, right? The entire Nifty 50, the blue chip index, as well as the BSE 30, that is Sensex. So they are still having, skepticism on an overall basis. The IT sector is optimistic, but the overall sector is pessimistic, because it is only the IT sector that has a direct relationship. If the value increases of the US dollar, we can expect the value of the IT sector to increase. But if the value of the US dollar is increasing, it can have a detrimental or an inverse relationship to the Indian stocks, right? The overall Indian economy. So coming back to our charts, this is why, Rocky, we are currently seeing the markets are falling because of the skepticism tomorrow based on the Federal Reserve Fed rate cuts. We have another question from again Rocky. He is asking why Fed rates affect a lot Indian market, whereas it is a central bank of USA. Well, Rocky, you have to understand that the markets now, as of now, based on the the interconnectivity that has been taking place, all the markets, all the major economies across the globe are interconnected. So if there is any important news event such as the US, right? I hope we would be using this particular web page in the future quite often. So this basically shows us the important news events that are coming out. So when such an important, sorry, let me just show to you on the web page. I'm talking about Forex Factory. So we would be using this particular web page quite often. This just shows us the important news events across the world, right? So when an important news event such as the federal funds rate is to be declared, right? There is going to be a lot of anticipation. Remember, the economy is dominated by the US dollar. So any changes in the US dollar will be having effects on all the other countries as well, because all the countries are interconnected, right? With transactions taking place, with so many companies working across different companies working in different countries, all are intertwined. Any change in such, remember, it's a federal Fed funds rate decision, so it is not something small, it is quite substantial. It can create huge impact in the US economy, and that is why it is going to be having effect in India as well, especially for the IT sector, because that is where the revenue of the company is being generated from the American consumers, correct? So I hope everyone understands why it is taking place and why a Fed rate cut that is happening in some other country can have effects in India as well. Does that sound good, Rocky? I hope it answers your question very well. Now, coming back to the charts, let us keep an eye on how the markets are running. Sophia had talked about Annapurna, but Sophia, please bear in mind we already have two hot stock recommendations that we had provided. We had provided the first between 380 and 385, and the second was provided between 395 and 400. So it is, and it is currently in a very good area of support. So the entire green box that you can see is the overall support that where prices have entered, and we are seeing the prices holding, correct? So we would be eventually looking for prices to go back to our target. Please bear in mind that we have taken two hot stock recommendations, right? Since we have taken two hot stock recommendations, our average price is reducing. How many of you are able to understand? Whenever we are taking two hot stock, we have taken the first one over here. Okay, let me just write it as one, right? We have taken trade number one over here. Let me just write it. I hope everyone can see my screen, correct? Okay. So this is trade number one, and this is trade number two. Since two trades have been taken, we are getting our average price reduced. If a trade is taken at around 400 and the second trade is taken at around 380, the average of 400 and 380, whatever the value is, that is where the average price comes to, right? And this is where we have showcased you based on the orange color line. There are many ways to use it. One way to use it is based on a calculator. You can find the average price and find the value. The second is, because everyone knows that I am a technical trader, I have a small trick to it, and this is how you can make use of it just looking at the charts. We use something called as a Fibonacci retracement tool. So we have the 50 level in the middle. So we are taking the parameters of both the entries, the extreme parameters of both the entries, and based on that, we are looking that the 50 is around the 390, right? So we would be looking for prices to come to the 390 area. That is where you can start to see, where you would be coming back to break even. So you will be always, on a positive, what you call, you would be making money if you are following us, even if the markets are correcting, even if the markets are correcting, we will improvise, we will provide you with opportunities where you can, take the recommendations that we are providing, and based on our recommendations you can, make sure that even when the markets are falling, you can make good amount of money. How does that sound to everyone? Does that sound good? Do people think that they can be making money with Harsh from dolphin markets? Of course, you can be making lots of money. You just have to make sure that you keep attending my live streaming sessions. Remember, I'm having my live streaming sessions all the way from Monday till Friday, right? 5 days a week, and every single day, I will be making sure to provide you with 3 live streaming sessions, right? The current live streaming session that you all are watching is the first live streaming session. Now coming back to the other watch list that we have. So we talked about KRITI, and it's only a matter of time before we will start to see the profits that will be coming in, right? Who wants to see good profits coming in KRITI Industries, right? You can type in the chat box, and I would love to know how many people have taken trades. Most importantly, right? I am talking about the watch list, but how many of you have taken the trades in KRITI? I want to know that as well. All right, so everyone is saying that yes, I have taken, yes, we have taken trade. That is good. The more you are taking action, the more you can make money, right? Always understand, with the hot stock recommendations that we are providing, we have been continuously maintaining and proving to everyone that first and foremost, it is possible to make money in the financial markets. And secondly, it is possible to make money consistently, right? It's not about taking 1 or 2 trades. It is about taking trades consistently and booking profits consistently, because only when you book a trade, that is when you can make good amount of money. Does that sound good? So how many of you want to make such kind of returns, right? Everyone will be saying, yes, Harsh, of course I would want to make. It is possible. Remember, even our community member Sophia has been doing phenomenally well. Currently she has been sitting almost at 100% plus profitability. So if she can do it, so can every one of you. All you have to do is keep attending my live streaming sessions. The moment I come across a hot stock recommendation, I will make sure to provide it to you. All you have to do is take the trades and duplicate it, put it on your trading platform, and see the magic unfold, because we have been doing it quite consistently, right? 6%, 5%, 10%, 5%, 11%. So the average profitability is 5%, right? And cumulatively, so for those who might be asking a question, Harsh, is it based on 1 or 2 trades? Not at all, correct? We have been diligently providing you all the way back from 18th of September. So based sorry, based on 18th of September, as of today, today is 18th of December, so exactly 3 months, September to October, October to November, November to December. 3 months have been taken place, and in that span we have been doing cumulatively phenomenal. If you want to make such kind of returns, all you have to do is follow the steps. Watch my live streaming sessions and take trades on your platform. We at Dolphin Markets are established internationally, right? We have offices all across the globe. But since we are entering into the Indian markets, we want to showcase our performance, our trading performance, our trading credibility when it comes to the financial markets. And that is the reason we are showing it to you in the Indian share market. Yes, that is how you connect the dots. And if we can do so well in the Indian share market, you can be very well assured that we can do much better in the international markets. I'm talking about none other than Forex, gold, and silver market. So Dolphin Markets is mainly a Forex service providing broker, right? We provide you with forex brokerage services, but unlike the other competitors out there who is just behind making you open accounts, right? We do not believe in that. We want to add value to you. How many of you want more value? Say I or say yes in the chat box. People are saying yes, good. That is very important because we want to make sure that it's not just about making you open an account with us in Dolphin Markets. We want to make sure that you are making money because with today everyone is behind opening accounts and getting business. That is not the ideal scenario. We want our customers, our clients to benefit monetarily. How can they benefit monetarily? They can benefit monetarily if they can start looking at the Indian share market, start making money, and if we can do so well with our credibility that has been proven day after day, week after week, month after month, we can do much better in the forex, gold, and slavery markets. So, everyone who is interested to know more about forex and all that, do not worry. We will be talking more about it, but in the third live streaming session. Let me repeat it. We will be talking more about forex and the international markets in the third live streaming session. So let us get back to the charts and let us quickly have a look in terms of what are the other hot stock recommendations doing, correct? In terms of Annapurna, currently, as Sophia had mentioned, she was expecting to have an opportunity below, but it's fine. We already have provided two recommendations previously, so we will be keeping an eye. But main focus is going to be on the average price of the both entries, right? Because at the end, it's not about being right; it's about making money, right? How many of you agree with what I've said? Is it correct to be right or is it correct to make money? People will be writing, yes, it is correct to be making money, right? But if you can be right and if you can make money, that is a good combination as well. So, in terms of the other watch list ideas that are currently running, now there was a doubt or a question from one from my side, right? Because whenever we provide you with a hot stock recommendation, please bear in mind it is very important to understand. Let me just show you the our analysis sheet, right? Whenever we are providing you with a hot stock recommendation, we always provide you with an entry within a range. So very rarely you will come across where we are providing you with a single value, such as just for an example, if I'm going to be talking about Poonawalla, we have provided you with 375. Majority of the trades that we are providing you in terms of our in terms of entry will always be a range. So for example, if you're going to be looking at Annapurna, it's going to be between 380 to 385. So it's always going to be a range. So coming back to the charts, now people are asking, why are we talking about this? It is because for example, if you are looking at IP rings, right? I hope people can see my screen, right? I hope everyone is paying attention. Pay attention because it is going to be good for you. It is going to be beneficial for you. You need to pay attention. You need to take action. It is only if you can pay attention by attending my live streaming sessions and if you can, take action. How can you take action? Please answer. I would love to know. How can you take action? You can take action by taking the trades on your account. There are two kinds of people. There are people who think and there are people who do, correct? So there are thinkers and there are doers. Which side do you want to be? People can think of all the money they want to make, or people can actually make money. So that is how you need to be when I am providing you with my live streaming session. Because if I'm doing my I'm putting in a lot of energy for the betterment of our community, I want to make sure that people are making money, because you can only make money if you are taking action, correct? Am I correct? If I'm correct, please write down in the chat box. Now coming back to IP rings, when I was talking to you about the parameters of entry, right? Entry is always going to be within a range. So for example, for this particular entry, we have a range between 200 and 205. So for those of you who have taken a trade, how many of you have taken a trade in on this particular hot stock? Okay, people are saying yes, some people are saying no. Okay, no problem. But what I have to make sure so that people are aware is for people who have taken, for example, a trade at 200, which is the best price that we had provided. Let me make sure everyone is understanding. If anyone has doubt, please ask me because it is very important, correct? So when we are looking at IP rings, so IP rings is this particular stock that I'm talking about. So if IP rings was provided you with a range between 200 and 205, now people could have entered at 205, 204, 203, 202, 201 and 200, right? So there is a range where people can enter prices at. When we are providing you with a hot stock recommendation, it is always going to be a range. It is always advisable to enter at the best price possible. So whether you enter, let me just use a brush. Now whether you enter at 200, 205 or in the middle, right? You just have to be aware that if you're getting entry at a better rate, right? I'm talking about this one. The chances of you to achieve the 5% profitability is much higher. So the green color line is the target profit, right? Short form is TP, target profit. Sorry. So when the target profit is to achieve a target profit consistently or to have more probability that the price can go and hit the target, because the markets are, are going to be oscillating, whether they are going to be bullish, whether they're going to be bearish, whether they're going to be sideways. So when the market is moving and we provide you with a hot stock recommendation for people who have been able to enter at 200, for them, if I use my ruler, let me use my ruler as in the digital ruler, right? Not the physical ruler. All right, I hope people are paying attention. So this is a ruler, right, that shows you the measurement. If people had entered at 200, you can already see that the price has achieved our profitability target of 5.38. But if someone has entered at 205, for example, if someone has entered at 205, we can see that the prices are still just at 3% profitability. So please bear in mind whenever we are, because see, we are having a lot of viewers, right, in our live streaming sessions. So everyone is going to be thinking differently. I am providing you with the overall parameters. Now it is up to you that it is better if you can get filled at a better price. So for people who have entered at a better value, right? I'm talking about 200, right? If people were able to enter at 200, their profit target has already been achieved, right? So let me just write it. So the green color line that you are seeing is my profit target. So if I had entered at 200, I have already achieved my 5% profit. If I entered late, for example, if I had entered around here, if I had entered around 202, approximately the mid value, right? I would still be sitting at only 4%, very close to the 5%, but still not achieving my overall take profit target. So that is the reason whenever target is being provided, entry is being provided to you, it is much better if you can enter at a better price. So sometimes you need to be aware. Now we are looking at it on the 4 hours. Maybe you can start to go on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, you can start to see that okay, Harsh has provided us with an entry between 200 and 205. Remember, the blue color lines that you are seeing on the screen are my entry parameters. So based on that, you can keep an eye. I will also be helping you in that, but you should be one step in advance, because we are here not just to provide you with value. We want to see our viewers and our clients becoming much better in their own trading decision. We don't want to provide you with a fish only, but we want to teach you fishing, because we want to see you fishing for life. I hope you understand the analogy, correct? It's basically I want to provide you with the tools that can make you a better trader by yourself. Yes, I am providing you with hot stock recommendations, but at the same time, I have to make sure that you can also start thinking like a trader, like myself, who wants to be like me, who wants to be like Harsh, who wants to be like mentor Harsh, right? People are saying yes, of course we want to be. That is what I'm trying to provide you, right? So if an entry is provided with a parameter of a range, right? For example, since we're talking about IP rings, we are providing between 200 to 205. So if you're able to get a better entry, you are able to achieve you are able to achieve the 5% profitability target, right? For those of you who still have it running, how many of you have this particular trade running, or how many of you have closed this particular trade? Please let me know in the comment box. All right, some are saying that yes, Harsh, we already closed it. Some are saying we are still in the trade, so you do not have to worry. The prices as of now are still on a sideways trajectory, correct? So the prices are having sideways movement. So we will keep an eye on this. Please bear in mind the profit target is going to be around the let me just show it to you again. The profit target is going to be around the 210 to 215 area. I hope that makes good good understanding. Is everyone clear? All right, make sure you're paying attention and make sure that you are following the trade ideas. I hope sure everyone is taking action, because only if you take action you can make good money, right? This should be as your target, that yes, if Harsh can provide us with hot stock recommendations that are able to achieve 232%, that also can be possible for you just by attending the live streaming sessions and copying my trade parameters that I'm providing to you, correct? So let us just get back to the charts and continue with all the other watch lists that we are currently having. So IP rings is currently on a sideways trajectory, with the target profit being between 210. What I had said, it was between 210, correct? 210 and 215. So let me just put both the values as of now. 210 and 215. So 210 and 215 is done, correct? So that is the range. Just like we had the range for entry, we have the range for the target as well. All right, everyone is understanding. I hope everyone is being clear about this. Whenever the range is provided, it will be proportional to the target as well. So the range is between 200 to 205. So the target is also going to be at 5%. So that will be between 210 to 215. All right, everyone understanding? I hope everyone is making good benefit. Always make sure whenever you're attending my live streaming sessions, keep your trading account open, because whenever a hot stock is being provided, whenever I come across a hot stock, if I have to provide it to you, you have to be ready well in advance. You cannot be like Harsh, okay, I will look, maybe I will decide. No, it has to be, action has to be taken, because we have been taking action and we have been proving it again and again and again that yes, if you are consistently taking our hot stock recommendations, we have been doing very phenomenal. So if we have been able to do it in the past, in the last 3 months, we can do it much better, right? As in how the time is going by. How many of you are understanding? For anyone who's going to be celebrating Christmas, I would love to know how many of you are going to be celebrating Christmas. Next week is going to be the festival of Christmas. Santa Claus, how many of you or want goodie bags from Santa Claus, right? So this can be your goodie bag from Santa Claus. This can be your goodie bag of money making opportunities. So that is how you can end your year at a very optimistic level, because if you can make money in the share markets by copying our hot stock recommendations, you can have a better time for your new year and for the next year, for you, for your family members, for your friends, spouses, children. Does that sound good? I'm pretty sure, right? Isn't that interesting if you can just make these kind of returns and use those profits to enjoy life. We are providing you with those with that value of content. So just make sure that you're attending the sessions. Now coming back to the remaining watches, because as of now there is still being a bearish sentiment on Nifty. Since the Nifty is having a bearish sentiment, all the other watch list, the hot stock recommendations that we are providing based on our watch list, they are currently still sideways, but it is only a matter of time because it is tomorrow that we are having the US Fed rate cuts, right? I mean, we are expecting a Fed rate cut, but the decision whether it will take place or will not take place will be decided only tomorrow, right? For those of you who are asking when is it happening, let me just show to you again based on the time frame, right now the time in India is 11:06, right? Let me show it to you on my screen, 1 second. So based on the time frame of 11:06, we can see that tomorrow morning, right, early morning tomorrow at 12:30 a.m., tomorrow being 19, so technically it's going to happen tonight, right? I hope people are understanding because it's not tomorrow morning or tomorrow. So don't get confused. Today is 18, tomorrow is 19. So the morning after midnight, 12:30 a.m. is when the federal rate cut is going to come out. So this is going to take place when the share market is closed. That is the reason, right? So Rocky and Sophia, you have to be a little cautious about these because with such an important news coming out, that too after the stock market closes, you need to be be aware because it can create huge fluctuations. Not much in the Indian share market, but especially those markets that are connected to the US economy, right? So currently we do not have any hot stocks that are currently in the IT sector. Let me just quickly check. So starting with KRITI, we have KRITI is into producer manufacturing, Annapurna is into consumer, IP Rings is into auto and producer manufacturing in the auto sector, Poonawalla is into the finance sector, Hind Oil is into the oil sector, RBL, Gildev Bank is into the process industry. So all the other watch lists that we have, very none of them are in the IT sector. So overall, we are still less susceptible to changes, to volatility. But nonetheless, it is always important to be aware of these points. Correct? How many of you are understanding? Now we had talked about IP rings, and IP rings has done what I had talked to you. If you were able to enter at a better rate, you could have achieved the 5% target profit level. If you have entered late, you are still in the trade and the prices are going sideways. So sometimes people can feel anxious, people can feel uncertain, but do not worry, right? It is how the markets are. We cannot control the markets, and I keep emphasizing on this particular quote. The market is based on probabilities. The market is not based on certainties. How many of you have heard it from me again and again? It is very important because we are looking for probability trades, right? We do not know what is happening tomorrow, but based on probability, we expect a particular outcome to take place, and that is what trading is about. All right, coming to Poonawalla, we are looking with the banking sector. I had shown you in terms of which sectors had been having an effect in terms of sorry. So the banking sector, right? As I'm showing it to you, the banks have opened low. So 1 second, let me show you in terms of, it is going to be basically the auto and the banking sector which have been still taking a correction. So please bear in mind for those sectors, right, that is also being included in Poonawalla. So the banking sector and Poonawalla are going hand in hand. Since Poonawalla is coming into the finance and banking sector, it is let me just show it to you. It is a non-banking finance company. So it is not into banking, but it is still a finance company. Right now, as you can see, the prices are very well. There was an area that previously acted as a support, right? I hope everyone understands this area that was being held has been acting as a strong support. But as of now, the prices have flipped because the prices have broken down. So now the previous structure that was acting as support has now been converted to resistance. So there is going to be a decent amount of volatility, since a major segment of the banking sector is also influenced by the US economy. This can have, some kind of an inverse effect on the banking sector. So just be aware, sometimes it could be just, certain decisions that are taking place within the management of the bank, within their policies, within the structure, that can also have, effects in terms of price movement. But as of now, the prices are still correcting. Yes, sometimes the markets, when we do provide you with hot stock recommendations, are we saying that all the recommendations are going to be working perfectly fine? Never. Remember, trading does not depend on just one or two trades. Trading depends on consistent trades, right? So we have been showing it's not just about one or two trades, it's about many trades, right? 37 trades. So more trades that are making money. So overall, you will be sitting at net positive, right? I hope people understand that. Hind oil is also currently had been falling quite heavily, right? Because of geopolitical uncertainties, because of the correction in the international crude oil prices. But as of now, there is some kind of relaxation or some kind of consolidation, if I would call it as, right? How many people of you understand what consolidation is? Correct. Consolidation is nothing but prices going sideways, right? So we would be expecting the prices to have a correction in the coming days, right? It is only a matter of time before we would be seeing such a thing happening. So as we had seen on Poonawalla, which comes in the finance sector, RBL Bank is also currently having a similar structure where prices had come into a very strong area of resistance, and now the prices are being pushed below. So the price is acting or oscillating between support and resistance. How many of you have understood what I have been sharing, right? Remember, we are mainly focused on providing you with recommendations, hot stock recommendations, and providing you with consistent profit taking abilities, correct? So people, just be aware, make sure that you're attending my live streaming sessions and keep making money, because that is what Harsh will be providing to you every single day. Once a hot stock is identified, I will always make sure to provide it to you. So how many of you would love to, receive hot stock recommendations, right? Everyone will be saying, yes, Harsh, of course, me. So, but we will be providing you only and only if we are getting a very high probability hot stock recommendation, correct? Does that sound good? Perfect. So I hope everyone has understood. Yes, today the Nifty, the indices have been taking a correction because of the anticipation of what is expected tomorrow. But the IT sector is doing quite well, where the prices have been appreciating because they are expecting a Fed rate cut to take place. And if there is a Fed rate cut taking place, that will have an inverse relationship to the dollar. So the dollar will increase, and that is why the IT sector is doing well. But the overall sentiment of the Indian, share market is still slightly on the bearish side. In terms of the last point that I would be wanting to cover is how the markets have been providing or moving based on the sentiment of FII. Remember, FII sentiment is important as well, because that is where the flow of money is being observed. So currently, there is still a good amount of deficit with the FII taking out money from the funds, right? And the DII filling it up. But overall, there is a good amount of deficit. So I hope everyone understands why there is bearishness in the market. But nonetheless, at the end, are you making money? If yes, that is most important, right? So I hope everyone comes back for my second live streaming session. We will keep an eye on what the markets are doing, and we will provide you with a hot stock recommendation if I come across any, right? Does that sound good to everyone? All right, perfect. So let me conclude today's live streaming session, and I am thankful for everyone who's attending my live streaming session. The next live streaming session will be taken care by my colleague, Mr. Aditya, who will be focusing more on fundamental analysis. All right. So everyone, make sure you arrive for my second live streaming session, and I will see you later. Until then, namaste and take care. Bye bye.